Hey guys, it's Nate, aka the FUT Accountant. Welcome back to the channel. Everybody's talking about the new player pick that just dropped in FC 26 because it hands down gives us the best chance of packing good FUT Birthday cards from Team 1 and Team 2 that would be worthy of going into the Bakery Evolutions. And funnily enough, after our discussion about fodder in yesterday's video, this is a good SBC that's actually making fodder prices go up. Now, speaking of fodder, we need to get more of it. And today there's going to be a great opportunity to do so with the gauntlet and very good rewards returning as a part of that. We're going to look at that for today's Monday content and also look into an Evo leak that is making prices move on center mids and center defensive mids. And let's make some investments in this video, guys. I think it's going to be time to buy FUT Birthday 2. I think we need to be early to it this week, as we alluded to in yesterday's video. And I'm seeing movements on the market that make me think we need to get involved soon. Let's discuss, guys. If you're excited for this one, drop a thumbs up in the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, before we talk about that big FUT Birthday player pick, let's look over all the content that dropped yesterday on Sunday. First, we had one new objective in the milestones tab that gives us a low driven shot plus Evo, maximum 90 rated, up to 2 playstyle pluses. I've been enjoying these Evos in the milestones tab because they've been giving out pretty good playstyle pluses, and they're actually pretty easy to complete. Sure, it seems like a lot of games, but this is something that you will get done without really even trying because the objectives are so simple. So that's there. Make sure you chip away at that over the course of the long while that is going to be out. That was the only objective that we had yesterday on Sunday, but we did have a new Evo. And guys, if you couldn't find it right away, that's because it was in the training camp section of the game. It's called Birthday Brunch, and I actually just completed it here for a Colo Monty card that I'm looking to upgrade. Let's go put another card into it because it is a 2 times repeatable evolution. It's max 87 strikers only, max 2 playstyle pluses, and max 10 playstyles. And yeah, max 87 isn't the highest, but this only takes 2 hours to complete. You do have to claim it every 24 minutes to keep that 2-hour time frame going, but it gives some pretty good stat boost. It gives rapid plus if you don't have a second playstyle plus, Tiki Taka technical, and the finesse shot based playstyle, along with some really solid stat boost and only a +1 overall up to 88 rated. I guess it's a +2 overall, but you're capped out at an 88 rated. So like Pulisic for me here is going to go into this and go up to 90 dribbling and 89 shooting. This is very, very worth it in my opinion for this Evo that I'm cooking up here. So I'm going to put Pulisic into this, and it's a part of this chain actually that I'm kind of working on at the moment. What I'm going to have to decide is, do I want to stop with Birthday Brunch and pressure, or what pressure, like those Evos right there, or do I want to take them all the way? I just don't know if I love only having 90 shooting and 89 passing on a 91 rated card. That is a very good card, don't get me wrong, but I'm looking for something extra special, and I think that's special enough. I can't be too picky. I want to use the card, right? Anyways, that's my Evo that I'm working on with that new Birthday Brunch Evo that was yesterday in the training camp section. But I do want to point out today on Monday, if you have not finished Cake and Rash, that's the reason why I'm doing this Pulisic Evo. This evolution does expire today. It's the big FUT Birthday Evo that we started out the FUT Birthday promo with, and apart from this Colo Monty card, who looks at least solid into it, I don't know if I want Quick Step and Rapid. I think Pulisic's going to go into that one for me. So just make sure if you have that Evo available that you put somebody into it, because I feel like that is very worth putting somebody into. Also, the center back level up Evo, which also came out at the same time as that Cake and Rash Evo, does expire today as well, and this one's very worth putting on at least one card. You can do it twice, but if you haven't done it twice already, you can at least put it on one more card before it goes away today. That's the Evo situation in this game. Let's go to SBCs, where the content was surprisingly interesting yesterday on Sunday. First of all, we had the showdown for a match that's not happening for almost a week. We've got the Carabao Cup final, Manchester City versus Arsenal match here with the showdown for Jurriën Timber and Omar Marmoush. Marmoush, right? Kind of the early game FC 26 legend with his gold card going up to over 80,000 coins at one point in the early stages of the game. That was the starter card that so many people wanted to use. He's got a very nice showdown here. The 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, low driven and rapid plus, striker cam left wing, good playstyles. Even has the power shot in there, has the incisive. You could say maybe he's missing a quick step or a tiki taka, but other than that, very good card as inside forward, false 9, and shadow striker plus in those positions. And the price is not bad, about 120,000 coins for this SBC. Guys, that was cheaper around the content drop time when these two SBCs both dropped yesterday. They were both 90,000 coins, but Fodder has gone up, and we are going to talk about that. Now, Timber for Arsenal, who may be the favorites in this situation, does not have the intercept playstyle, but that's where I'm looking at these cards, thinking about their potential upgrades, and also the evos that are out. You might be able to give yourself some specific playstyles and some specific stat boost to these cards through evolutions before they upgrade. I'm looking at Marmouche, you know, going up to a +2. If you don't evo the cards at all, this is what they would look like depending on who won. If there's an Arsenal win, you're going to a 90 rated Timber, +2 overall. Manchester City win, the same thing for Marmouche. That Marmouche card looks pretty crazy, if I'm being honest, for a 90 rated card right there. 95 pace, 91 shooting, 92 dribble. That looks pretty good. You can actually boost Marmouche right now into the Birthday Bonito evolution. Once again, if you do decide to evo one of these live cards, just know that you're probably going to be foregoing some future upgrades to stats. Now, I think that this Marmouche here would actually get a pace upgrade. I think he would go to 95 pace because his pace is not upgraded through the evolution. But a rule of thumb generally is for live cards like this, if you're putting a live card into an evo, if there's a stat limit in that evolution, like a stat cap, like right here for defending, there's a 90 defending stat cap. The upgrade that Timber gets on his base card, his stat will not exceed that stat cap of the Evo, if that makes sense. So Timber, if he gets a +2 for winning, will go to 90 defending. But if you want to give him the intercept playstyle and he'll go to 90 defending anyway through this Evo, honestly, for me, that feels worth it, because you're giving him the intercept playstyle. I don't think he's going to go to 92 defending after this card gets upgraded if you do evo him. So that's one of the things to kind of point out. It's always a little bit risky evoing these live cards, but for a game that is a couple days away, if you do want to get involved with one or both of these cards, you've got some time to do so, and the price is not bad at all. It's kind of funny how maybe you would say City are not the favorites for this game, but EA have given them the quote-unquote better or more meta card in terms of the Showdown SBC. It's always kind of funny to see how EA do those things when they drop SBCs like this. Now, the other player SBC we had yesterday was another FUT Birthday icon, Robin Van Persie. I think the playstyle plus combination here is really interesting. Finesse and power shot plus with 94 shooting. If you put a finisher on this card, he's got multiple stats that go to 99 overall in the shooting category. He is going to score a lot of goals. And he's 5-star, 5-star. Very unique for a Robin Van Persie. He's got the low driven, has the inventive, and the incisive, has rapid first touch and technical and chip shot, right? If this is a emotional card for you, I think you do it. And even though it's 15 squads and the price seems to be a lot, I think you just say, you know what, it's Van Persie and I need it, and you go for it. Other than that, for a lot of us, we're probably going to be skipping because the price on this SBC now is coming in at 600,000 coins. And contrary to what I thought about the Mateus SBC yesterday, I don't think this card will be worth 600,000 coins on the market because we have a Fernando Torres already on the market who's similar to this. Maybe you could say not as good in some areas, but also better in others. And he's 500,000 coins. So this may be slightly overpriced, but it is a very unique and a very good card that I know some of you guys are going to want to complete. So if that's there for you, go ahead and get that crafted up. And the other upgrade pack SBC we had yesterday, besides the big one that we're going to talk about, was the 88 plus Encore icon upgrade. They took away Unbreakables and they added in Future Stars. And I think they actually made this a little bit cheaper. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the last icon pack we had was 2 86s, 2 87s, and an 88. They took that top squad down to an 87, but this is still a 200,000 coin icon pack. And, it's tempting because of the way player SBCs have been looking at the moment, but what I honestly find is I'm doing every single FUT Birthday upgrade, even like the max 89 ones and stuff like that. I'm doing every single one of these that I possibly can just to try to pack fun FUT Birthday cards that I can put into the bakery and Evo. Those are becoming a bigger draw for me than doing regular player SBCs and even some of the Encore icon packs, player picks, and like the campaign packs and other stuff like that. All my fodder is going into all of these guaranteed FUT Birthday packs. Now, speaking of those FUT Birthday packs, we have got to talk about the SBC from yesterday. Guys, the best player pick of FUT Birthday, a surprise player pick as well. We had no idea this was going to be coming. This is a 100% must complete SBC. It's kind of hidden behind the face cam right here, but it is the 1 of 4 90+ FUT Birthday Team 1 or Team 2 player pick. Think about it, right? All the good FUT Birthdays that we want to pack and then put into the Bakery Evos are 90+. This is a 91% upvoted SBC on Footbin. For a pack SBC, that is a crazy upvote percent. But that's because as we were opening these yesterday, we saw a lot of the polls people were getting, even like this. Kobe Mainu, he's over 200,000 coins right now. I know that FUT Birthday Team 1 cards have increased in price so much, which maybe is like, well, Nate, you know, this Kobe Mainu was only 100K when he was in packs, but you know, it's 219K. Now it's a card that a lot of people still maybe didn't get a chance to Evo in the first week, so you take it, right? The weight on these 90+ picks were very solid. Like, this is as bad as it gets. Getting an Ekitike, Laporte, Jonathan David, maybe a Lindsey Heaps was in there as well. A lot of people were getting choices of like Rudiger and Diaz. Barcola was in these a good bit. Kudus, Modric was pretty common in these as well. Modric is a great pull. That's a very solid card. Alan St. Maximin, Pacho, those are great cards as well. Yeah, that guy packed ASM twice. Lamine Yamal. Guys, I don't know if you saw the clip that we posted on Twitter yesterday, or we posted a TikTok of some of our best pulls from this as well. Like, we saw Lamine Yamal, ASM, Llorente, Pedri, Pogba in these picks yesterday. Like, not a lot, but like pulls like this Doku and pulls like, you know, Kobe Mainu, ASM, Llorente, they weren't like terribly uncommon. Like, the weight on these was pretty solid. Now, I didn't have a really crazy pull. I opened this yesterday after we opened a bunch on stream, and I ended up getting Bastoni. But like, that's a card, when I think about the gauntlet that isn't coming today, that's a card that goes straight into my second team for the gauntlet, because that's a great card. He's 100,000 coins in the market, 92 defending, 90 physical. So I quick whipped him up for free. Didn't have to pay for any of these Evos with the intercept and the bruiser plus. It gave him relentless quick step and all the rest of defending playstyles. And now I've got myself a fun card that I get to use in the gauntlet for the rest of this week. And who knows, maybe he's good enough to go into my main team. But that's the draw to this player pick SBC. You're going to pack somebody who's going to be usable, because I think all but just a couple of the 90 pluses are usable, and it's a 1 of 4. So the odds of you actually getting a solid pull are not bad at all. So a lot of you guys were wondering where that SBC was. You saw the tweet, you saw the clip of like the good pack pull. This is where it's at. Make sure you go ahead and do it. It's only one time repeatable. It's not something that we get to do every single day like some of the other FUT Birthday upgrade packs, like, you know, the Team 1 upgrade or the Team 2 upgrade, the other 89+ player pick that we have. This one's not repeatable. Those are, but the new one that we had yesterday, the really good one, is not. That's the only unfortunate thing about it. But remember how yesterday we were talking about fodder prices being in the mud, in the bin? They still are overall, but this SBC was good enough to make fodder really explode yesterday. Granted, the price of this player pick when it first came out was 100,000 coins, 110K, and it's now 150K because fodder has gone up. Take a look at these graphs, guys. Yesterday, 88s after squad battle rewards were 4.5K. They're now 7,000 coins. 87s went bananas. They're 5K right now, and yesterday they were 3,000 coins, almost 2,000 coins for some of them. Some of them are like 2.5K before the content drop. Crazy price rise on those cards. 89s we saw for 7,000 coins yesterday. Now they're upwards of 9K. So fodder across all levels, 85s and above, has risen up really good because of that player pick. Now, here's my advice. If you bought fodder yesterday during rewards, I think if it's 85 to 88 rated, especially if it's 87 to 88 rated, I think you could sell it if you wanted to, because again, that player pick is not repeatable. The player picks that are repeatable still are going to be completed by myself and probably a lot of you guys for the rest of this week. That would be the only thing that would make me say, you know, maybe you do hold on to fodder. Normally we do say holding on to fodder is like a good thing to do during the week after the weekend, because you have less supply, right? Weekend league rewards brings the biggest amount of tradable packs to this game every single week. And with that ending tonight, you would think, okay, maybe into Tuesday and Wednesday, we see fodder prices go up. And we could, but also at the same time, I do believe the reason fodder went up so much yesterday was because of this player pick. And since you can only do it once, it's not like that demand is coming back again anytime soon in a new way for this SBC. So maybe it's a time to just lazy list your fodder over the next day or two, but it is nice to see some fodder move because of, again, what we said EA needed to do, drop a good SBC. Now, the other question that a lot of people had with this was, how is this going to make cards from FUT Birthday move? Was this going to make players like Alan St. Maximin, Jamie Vardy, Yildiz drop in price because people were packing ASMs yesterday from this FUT Birthday player pick? The answer is no, because the player pick wasn't obviously giving you these cards tradable. It was giving them untradable. So it's not like you were getting more ASMs on the market. The only thing we did see right after the content was maybe a couple of these cards dropping very shortly for people that had traded with these and had invested in them, quickly selling off those cards because they were worried that they were going to drop. But like, none of these cards have gone down. Some of them are even further up in price. Valverde's 2.3 million coins. Valverde is 700K. Dumornay was only 1 million yesterday. Now she's 1.2 mil right now. So the Team 1 cards continue to stay high in price, go higher in price, and just like look like maybe the best investment of the game this year. That is making me want to go buy even more this Team 2 of FUT Birthday. And I want to talk about that a little bit in today's video because I bought some cards yesterday. You guys saw that I bought a McTominay and I bought a couple of Soboslai. They didn't go up a whole bunch yesterday, for being completely honest. Like, I bought McTominay's for 199,000 coins. Yesterday, right around the content drop time, he was back down to 190,000 coins, right? Now he's back up to 215, 220. But what I'm really curious about for a lot of these cards today is people seeing Team 1 of FUT Birthday once again going higher and higher and higher and wanting to replicate that for team number 2. I just think that I want to be early this time around instead of late for some of these cards, which is why I'm taking a look across the market, not at just like the super cheap cards, but some of the expensive ones as well, to see if we can find an opportunity to buy some of these and see them rise in the next couple of days. I'm not talking about spending every single one of my coins because I don't know if I want to risk it that much, but I am talking about buying a couple players here that I picked up a Joe Bellingham for 130K. We know about that crazy Evo that you can make with him. Picked up even a couple of discard cards from Team 1 of Morton for 10,000 coins because I didn't have any of him. This Yilmaz is really rare. Like, I'm basically just wanting to look around the market and find some of these players that I know people are going to want to Evo, and seeing how prices moved with Team 1 last week, people are going to know, okay, these cards are probably going to go up, so I want to get invested, and I want to get invested in early. I like Soboslai, I like Karchawi. Even on the lower end, I like Brahim Diaz, and I like Ait Nuri. The things I don't like about some of those cards is that they're just more supplied than some of the others. I think the rare ones, like the Karchawi and like the Soboslai, could move a little bit faster, which is why I'm like looking at those right now and thinking, okay, can I get a Karchawi for 135,000 coins before she maybe goes up today? Like, that's what I'm kind of looking for, and I would highly recommend getting on bids for this. But, you know, I'm not saying you have to buy right now. I think all day today we could see some price rises, but at the very same time, we could see some more price drops, and then we could have opportunities to buy after content today. Every single day it's happened now on the weekend, and then last week with Team 1. After content, you always see a little bit of a drop because the store packs get opened and these cards get supplied. So that is one thing absolutely to watch today. But if you do want to make an investment or just simply buy a player for FUT Birthday Team 2 to Evo, I think you'd want to be looking pretty soon. Another way to do this is, if you want to buy a player and hold on to it, but then open all the upgrade packs throughout the rest of the week, just to see if you end up packing them. I mean, we got FUT Birthday Team 2 upgrade packs, guys, that we're going to be able to open for the next 12 days. In that time frame, those Team 2 cards could rise up a good amount, and then you're sitting there in a situation where you've got the card tradable in your club. And again, this is granted that you maybe want to hold the card for long enough and not Evo it. That'd be the only thing. To hold on to a card for a long time and not Evo it would be a little bit annoying, but that's just something you could do. I know some people are doing that. They bought cards from Team 1, opening all the guaranteed Team 1 packs that they can, trying to pack them, and then when they don't put the card they bought into the Evo and lose the coins, Or on the flip side, they do pack the card, then they get to sell it for a profit. That's one way you can kind of look at it as well, if that does make sense. Now, I'm trying to do this FUT Birthday guaranteed pack really quick because I think it would be a quick little fun pack to open, and maybe we'll just pack a FUT Birthday card that we'd like to put into our Gauntlet team today. But Gauntlet is what I do want to talk about next, because Gauntlet is today, and Gauntlet brings good, not just good, great rewards. And I am so ready to have some big boy packs coming into this game and coming into my account once again. Not just to pack for birthday cards, but just to bolster the club with fodder in any way possible. Okay, this is not the easiest and most simple way to get a FUT Birthday Team 2 upgrade done with 2 FUT Birthday cards going into it. But let's say we get a good one back and it'll feel worth it. FUT Birthday Team 2, the card that I would just love to get, apart from the super expensive, like, you know, Pogba's, Dybala's, I'd love to get as well. I would not mind a heaps. And Anthony looks really, really fun as well. Like, Anthony's card looks sick. Let's see who we get here. FUT Birthday Team 2 guarantee. Striker. English. Is that another Ollie Watkins? It is. We got a couple of him. So, unfortunate there to get a 90 rated Watkins, but we move. That's a high rated card at the very least as a 90 rated. Let's move into talking about today's content on Monday, where maybe you have another chance at packing a higher rated FUT Birthday card in a place other than just SBCs. Because if you go into the competitive section of the game and you click into the Ultimate Gauntlet 13, it's crazy. We've had 13 of these gauntlets now in this game. You click into Preview Event and you go over to your progress. You can see the bonus rewards. These are not the actual rewards for the full gauntlet objective. This is the bonus win objective. There's going to be a whole bigger objective with a bunch more rewards inside of it. But as you can see here, we've got a minimum 88 FUT Birthday Team 2 1 of 3 player pick for winning 2 matches. For getting a perfect round, you have an 86 by 7, which is 3 wins in a row. That's a perfect round. And then an 84 by 10 for winning 1 game. Winning 1 game in the gauntlet, the most fun game mode that we have this year. An 84 by 10, crazy. And then winning the whole entire objective group is an 87 by 5 pack. So very high ratings, very good fodder for those packs there. Chances to pack FUT Birthdays, and maybe just to get some high rated fodder into the club to stock up on, or to complete a couple of those SBCs that you may want to do, even though they do seem a little bit expensive. That's probably the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now in this game that is worth our time. It's going to be worth our time today, 100%, because Gauntlet is always worth the time of that gameplay. Also, just want to make a quick shout out for the Triple Threat League. If you guys are doing Evos like me, like I'm trying to do that Pulisic evolution, you only get 6 matches a day in that game mode, but it is very helpful for Evos. Just a reminder on that. And we do, once again, need to play 9 matches per week in this to get the Triple Threat, like weekly objective situation going on in the seasonal part of objectives here. To get that done, you do need to play 9 matches per week. So that's just one thing I randomly thought of. I'm 2 matches away from that, and getting that done will give me a playstyle plus Evo, giving Bruiser plus to any max 89 overall card. So we're chipping away at that. Get your Evos done in that mode because it's first to 3 goals. That's the reason why it's good to do Evos in it. First to 3, and it's also a very, very short half length, so it's pretty quick games in that mode. But Gauntlet's probably the biggest piece of content today. Other than that, there's some rumors about a Evo, guys. And I'm going to talk about it for a second because I'm actually kind of interested. Once I finish Evoing this Tim Ream, he has the center defensive mid position. With the upgrades that he's getting, he might fit the new Evo that's coming out today. Now, I don't have leaks. There's not been a leak that's been tweeted yet, but I've seen some mysterious price movements on the market that really tell me something's happening with center mids and center defensive mids. If you take a look at a card like this, Shalhanaglu, who, by the way, has a very high number of playstyles. After his Thunderstruck upgrades, he's one of the most unique cards in the game with, I think he's got 10 base playstyles and 1 playstyle plus on his card because of all the upgrades that he got. This card was 32 to 33,000 coins yesterday, and now he's 48K. Something's going on there, right? Not one card is going to tell the whole story. It could be random, right? Well, another center mid, center defensive mid, Dementia card here has gone from 130K in the last day or two, now to 211,000 coins. And I saw a couple other cards in the market as well that made me think cards moving, that is, upwards in price, that made me think we might be getting some sort of center mid, center defensive mid Evo today. So just watch out for that. That's why I'm a little hesitant to maybe buy too many of a card like the Joe Bellingham, even thinking about investing in some of the FUT Birthday cards, because if we're going to get a really good CM, CDM Evo today, that may make some of those cards on the market just drop a little. Not crazy, because again, you know, there could be some cards like this Morton, who I just picked up 2 of for 10K, because he might fit the Evo that comes out today if it's max 88. If Shalhanoglu's moving as an 88 rated card, this Morton may fit it, potentially. He could get a stat upgrade on top of already having playstyle pluses from the FUT Birthday Bakery Evos, and then you could really be creating super sick Evo cards. I think that's the real future of investing in the FUT Birthday cards down the line. However their prices move, like let's say when we're allowed to Evo 90 rated players, you're going to take a 90 rated player from the current team that's in packs of FUT Birthday, put your own playstyle pluses on it because the playstyle Bakery Evos never expire. And then you're going to be able to juice it up statistically in another Evo that allows that card to be boosted in terms of stats. That's like what I see as the future potential with some of these cards and the FUT Birthdays in terms of Evos. So just watch out for leaks today relating to that. I think there could be some news. And if there would be, it would be a couple hours before content. But other than that, Mondays are usually just pretty quiet days for player picks. And of course, there's still SBCs that we're looking out for. I know we've had a lot of SBCs already. That little page there with a lot of the players on it is pretty full. Maybe it's a FUT Birthday player SBC today, though. Kingsley Coman, Jack Grealish, Gonzalo Ramos, Matoma, and Chaboom are the cards that we have not seen yet. So that's about 1 SBC per day for the next couple of days. Maybe a double up on a day as well. But just watch out for that. Like Chaboom, still interested in. I just want to know what stats he's going to be getting. And then Grealish and Coman, those surely have to be cheaper FUT Birthday player SBCs. I think Jack Grealish could actually be a really, really good one. Not to say you have to go buy investments or links to that or anything, but that could be a really, really good card depending on what the stats are, the positions are, and if it is a affordable FUT Birthday player, that would be perfect to be able to put into the bakery. So watch out for that for our daily FUT Birthday player SBC. And the last thing today is our upgrade pack grind, which is not very existent right now, but it still kind of is there, including the 81 plus player picks as a part of that. These are going to expire today like we normally see on Mondays, and we're going to get most likely an 81 plus player pick refreshed. Same thing with the 80 plus 4 of 10 player pick. And we'll probably talk about this a little bit more during the week, but the menu grind at the moment just feels like it takes so many steps. It's not simple. Like you got to try to get your provisions done. You got to open your player picks so that you can craft 83 by 14s. And then after that, you got to do all these FUT Birthday packs. If you're like, I got to hopefully have enough fodder to get these done, and you probably don't because some of them refresh every day, some of them refresh every couple of days, and there's really not that great of a sustainable grind. Like that's why I know I mentioned it yesterday for the first time, and we've heard that. We have not heard the word exchanges talked about too much this year, but exchanges would really cook at the moment. That would give us the grind kind of under our control. If we wanted to put our high rated cards into an exchange to get more golds out of it so that we could open more packs and craft for SBCs potentially, like that would be something that would be in our hands. But without a crafting objective for SBC or without exchanges right now, you just have the current state of things where they are in terms of a menu grind that's just like it just feels like it can't go too super far until you like supplement it by buying more cards or buying golds per se to get them done. That's the only thing that I'm just not a fan of with FUT Birthday. I love the promo with the Bakery Evos. I absolutely love all of that. I still think FUT Birthday is one of the top, if not the top promo of the year this year with the idea of the Evos. But at the same time, there still are some things that we would like to see a little bit of improvement on. So that's going to be the video for me today, guys. I've got my investments. You guys know what I bought. I picked up some McTominays. Still have my Mateos that I'm losing on. By the way, fantasy cards. I wanted to talk about them a bit more in this video, but we're going to be talking about them for sure some more tomorrow because there are upgrades incoming. Maybe this is just a quick shout to keep an eye out for some of those cards that are getting upgrades, like that Selma Parluello. I needed to bid on that at 821. That's a crazy price for a card that's like actually 900K. That was easy profit right there that I just missed out on. And like that's a card that's getting an upgrade as well. Cancelo is maybe one of the most hype cards getting an upgrade. We're going to be looking at a 99 stat boost on Cancelo. We can talk about this now because a lot of us have this SBC card, right? what's he going to get? 99 pace, pass, or dribble? Because I would imagine EA is going to give a 99 stat in a stat where he's the closest to 99 already. That's what they did with the Alawarin. So what's going to happen with this Cancelo and all the other cards that are going to get upgraded? We're going to have to keep a close eye on that tomorrow. Those upgrades are not today, they are tomorrow. But I wanted to just mention that early if you did want to make any investments. Players like Lewandowski and of course that Salma Paralluelo were already starting to go up. So just be careful with that. But we're going to be live today playing some FUT Champs, playing some Gauntlet, getting some objectives done, and evoing some more players. There's still multiple players that I want to put into Bakery Evos and get them boosted up because I've got Bakery Evos to use. I even have, and don't forget about these either, guys, your reward Evos that you claim from objectives that only fit FUT Birthday players. Like I've got a couple of these in here. I think there's like a Tiki Taka. You know, we've got a... Is that a quick step? That's the quick step from milestones, but you have a jockey plus, a game changer, have a low driven shot plus. Don't know if I would use those on too many of the Evos, but if you do want them, remember that there are some of those Evos still in your objectives and rewards that you've claimed from actual objectives. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the video for me today. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on this one, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the stream today. Let's make some more coins. If you have any questions about making coins, by the way, drop them down below in the comments or come by the stream because right now is an amazing time to make coins, even with the market in the state that it is. Lazy listing these cards. I bought these Wan-Bissakas for 22K, listed them at 34,000 coins first listing, and they sold. You're going to still be able to do that and make some coins during the week this week. So if you have more questions, drop them in the comments or come by the stream today. I will see you guys in the stream today. Have a happy Monday to start your week. It's been TheFutAccountant, and I'll see you in a stream. Peace out.